out as fan, then I became super fan, then I became friend, then I became potential.
Yep, you saw that right. Kimberly and Usman, aka Sojaboy, are back for another season. And honestly, who saw that coming after the disaster of the tell-all last season?
You didn't know that Usman had called Zara?
Nope.
Like, what the is that? Like,
Kimberly, calm down.
Even though that wasn't the first lie Sojaboy told Kimberly, after the tell-all, he convinced her to take another trip back to Nigeria, where, according to Kimberly, he treated her like a queen. And now she has no doubts about his true feelings for her.
Now, I am 100% confident in this relationship with this man. He has proven it to me time and time again.
Kimberly and Usman are being featured on the new season of Happily Ever After, and right off the bat, Kimberly dropped a bombshell on us.
So I'm going to propose to him on this trip.
Yep, she plans on proposing to Usman. She's gonna take another trip to Nigeria and hopefully get approval from his family. Kimberly's friends question her on their long-term plans for this relationship, namely the aspect of having children. Kimberly is of an age where it's very, very difficult and most likely not possible for her to have children. So, according to her, their plan is for him to have a second wife.
Obviously, I can't have children. So he would have a second wife that he would have children with. I know it sounds crazy, but like women there, they're like brought up to do this. You know what I mean? I'm the first wife, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like I get all the love, I get all the good stuff.
Her friend points out that her views on polygamy seem to be somewhat unrealistic and even, in my personal opinion, unfair to this hypothetical second wife and Usman. So she still has a lot of questions when it comes to the second wife, but so far her preference is to not live in the same city or even the same country.
Does he get to bring those kids over with him?
Why not?
They're not going to come live with me.
But why wouldn't he want
Why
those?
wouldn't he
my
want
son?
his kids here?
Because that's just not how it is there.
Which to me just feels unfair, namely to the children that him and his second wife may have together. They deserve to have a father in their life. And if Kim is making this decision to practice polygamy, I think she really needs to think this through and really decide on if this is something she can emotionally handle. On the way to the airport, Usman also discusses how he's not entirely sure how okay Kimberly is with having a second wife.
Having a second wife, third, even fourth, but Kimberly is not from Nigeria, she's from the state. And she said that she's okay with that, but I don't know.
Despite all the concerns and worries, Usman wants Kimberly to have as good a time as possible on this trip, so he meets her at the gate with a couple of presents.
I decided to bring her some presents like the one she always bringing me.
I mean, does a couple stuffed animals really compare to a brand new PS5 and MacBook? I mean, it's the thought that counts, right? Right? Unlike the last trips that Kimberly made out there, Usman greeted her at the gate with not only a hug, but a kiss and an I love you.
I had to like jump through hoops to make this man my boyfriend. But guess what? Hashtag I won.
Yes, Kim, you did win, because this time he's even letting them stay in the same hotel room. But that might be for another reason.
The important thing in living in a relationship is man and woman must have sex.
Even though Kim still isn't fully sold on the second wife idea, if Usman's mom doesn't give her blessing to this relationship, she may not even make first wife. And honestly, from the looks of it, it looks like Kim and Usman aren't on the same page at all when it comes to polygamy. Kim really seems to want to not have anything to do with the second wife. She just wants him to go off, have this wife, have babies, and have it no part of their relationship, which again does not seem very realistic.
When the time is right for the second wife, she's gonna stay in Sokoto in that house. But why does that matter to you, that about having family second?
The conversation of the second wife is finally brought up, and Usman has a good reason why Kimberly shouldn't be upset about them possibly living in the same city.
I think it would be better if she stays, you know.
Wait. So even in Nigeria, when you come, you don't want to be around where, like, come on, you sharing the same.
And make him bleach his every time he comes near me after that.
Well, clearly, Kim and Usman still have a lot to discuss when it comes into the possibility of bringing in a second wife. Now, we have to remember that this second wife may never happen. This whole marriage may never happen if his mother doesn't give their blessing. One thing I am personally confused on is where they are going to live. Kim said she plans on bringing Usman over on the K-1 visa, but all these conversations have centered around them living in Nigeria. So I'm like, where are they going to live? I'm guessing they're going to maybe live half the time in Nigeria and half the time in the US, which would make sense because of where their families are.
She can live in Sokoto, she can live in Abuja, she can live in Kaduna, anywhere I choose to. At least Nigeria is my country.
I'll just stay my ass in San Diego.
I guess that's assuming they make it that far anyway. Well, honestly, I hope the best for Kim and Usman. I personally, from what I've seen, I don't think Kim is going to be able to handle him having a second wife. She is already very worked up about it, and once the wife is there, I don't think she'll be able to emotionally handle it. But we'll see. We still have a lot left in this season, so I'm excited for it. And that's all I have for you guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.